as cut and dry as it may seem to just pull the cover over and clip it on the underneath side, there is a lot of technique and finesse to getting the cover installed properly so that it lays perfectly and smooth so it looks like it was done by a professional. One of the first tips I'm going to show you is once you get it all attached, all the the Velcro and everything's hooked on, you want to start by rolling the first two corners on. You're going to start one corner, you're going to move to the next, you're going to start in the front before you start the back. Always start the front first. So the cover's still flipped up inside out like this. You want to take your hand, either one, right or left, whatever corner you're going to, and you want to press all the way up tight up against the foam. And when you're rolling, you want to actually, your hand's going to roll over the side. Instead of just pulling over here and pulling down, you're never going to get all the wrinkles and everything out. It's not going to look real smooth. So you want to get the cover tight with your hand up underneath, button up against the foam there. And you want to really start to slightly roll your hands over the corner. It's going to get a real good tight fit on there. It's going to make a big difference than if you just pulled it. So once you get the one corner done, you're going to move over to the opposite side. Get your hand tucked up in there. Really stretch it tight. Pushing up against your foam pad here. Once you get a good line, go ahead and start to roll your cover over. Now the cover can be manipulated quite a bit. You can really work it, stretch it. You can really push down in your seam lines with the Velcro there. You can really kind of chop it down in there. You can stretch it and work it. We'll pull it down some. Okay, now we got the front going pretty good, and we're going to start working our way to the back. Start one corner. Same deal. We got inside out. Put your hand in the corner. And you want to tuck and roll. Okay, there we go. We'll do that on the back here. Okay, now everything should lay pretty good up front just with it rolled on. Now we're going to flip it over. We're going to hook the clips. That's going to get it all cinched up real tight. Then we're going to flip it back over to the top and make sure everything is the way we want it. Nothing's crooked or anything, because if there is, that's going to be the time to fix it. Only thing left is to go ahead and attach your 4 clips. I got one of them done here. I'm going to go ahead and get these other 3 done. I'm going to show you a tip on an easy way that'll help you to attach these clips because they're pretty tight. I'm going to show you on this one here. When you're stretching to pull it, don't pull on the plastic tab itself. You want to go ahead and get a good grip of the material itself. I like to pull it up against my chest here and clip the one across from my body. So whatever one you're working on, have it the furthest away from you. Pull it up your body so you can pull on it. And what I'll do is I'll push the cushion down, the whole frame down. What it does is it compresses the cushion and it gives you a little more slack to work with. So I'll bend down, lean down on it, put some weight on it, grab the material here, stretch it, and pull it and roll it over onto the side. So when instead of just pulling here and trying to get it to clip, you're going to cut yourself up. So really push down on it, grab the material, stretch as much as you can, and then roll it over. And you can roll the clip. Let's see, you can roll the clip, and then your palm can go over it and pull it down like that. So I'll show you here. I'm going to stretch it, pull it down. Then I'm going to pull it with my palm real tight. There we go. Got that clip. But doing it that way, having it far from you where you can pull, and you can pull it tight against your body, and you can push it down and compress, it's going to help you out a lot to be able to get those clips on. Do the last one up front here. There we go. All right. All right, it's time to go ahead and put our seat back together. We're going to run the lumbar cable back through the hole here. We're going to go ahead and connect the seat top to the frame with the peg here and run the 2 bolts from the side hinge piece.
All right, take you a rag, a quick tip, just take you a rag, cover that hinge piece right there. That way when you're putting the top back on the bottom, you don't tear up the new bottom cover right there with this metal frame.
Okay. All right, we're in. Here's your scissors. We're going to trim the hole up for the lumbar control to come through the side. All of our covers come without any of the holes cut on the side. The reason for that is you want to go, when you go to install the new cover on, you want to make sure that you got it the way you want it and it's nothing's shifted or crooked. So once you got the cover on and it's the way you want it, it's sitting correct, then we can go ahead and trim the holes on the side. If we pre-trim some stuff, the holes sometimes wouldn't light up, and there's also several different power options. Some have seat heaters, some have more holes and less. So we just leave it a blank slate. You can go ahead and trim out the pieces that you need. Hunter's cutting the hole for the lumbar knob to come through. And you do have a little bit of forgiveness on this as well, because you're going to have the large plastic panel on the side that's going to cover it up. So you can get pretty close, but it's not an exact science, because you got some room, some cheat room there, because that big panel is going to cover over that side anyway.
All right, now that you got that hole trimmed, just go ahead and take those 2 chrome Phillips head screws.
Give you a hand there. I'll hold that up for you.
Line it up right there.
Good to have an extra set of hands holding pressure on this assembly, pushing forward, so Hunter can push down with the drill with the screw on it.
Yep. Alrighty. And the next step is going to be putting that power track back onto the seat frame.
All right, remember that seat belt wire? We need to go ahead and cut one more hole in our cover so we can go and feed that back through so we can go and get our frame bolted back on.
That hole that it comes in, you can push in the cover and feel that in the frame. You don't really need to cut a hole. All I do is cut an X. Push it in there and feel it. Just like that. There we go.
Now,
hold that.
Go ahead and push the seat belt cable through. Once that's through, then we'll go ahead and line this up, run our bolts in.
Okay.
Okay.
Bolts over there.
Here's 2 of them for you, Hunter.
And that seat belt wire, remember, you had to pry it off of the frame. Just go ahead and pop that back through those holes.
All right. Go ahead and hit your clips there, Hunter. I'll go ahead and run the bolts in on it. Straight side with you.
Sure.
Alright, now we got that on, we're good to go. We're going to go ahead and put our plastic panel on, hook up our latch control, we should be good.
Brian's going to start putting this plastic panel on right here while I make the final cut on the cover. And that's for this little plastic tab here that you had to pry off earlier. You'll be able to use your finger back here in the back and feel that hole. Take your pair of scissors. Because all you'll have to do is just cut an X enough to get that plastic tab through. Alrighty. Feed that wire.
Alright, when you're feeding this wire, you'll see the hole in the frame where that can go through. The original cover's got a hole cut in it. You don't have to cut a hole. You can actually lift it up and it'll push right through there. If you do want to cut a hole, make sure that you don't cut across the seam line across the bottom, because it's going to start coming unstitched. We usually just pull it up, tuck the wire through. You're good, because the panel's going to cover everything up.
Go ahead and reach up under there and pull that slack out.
Yep. I can get to it. Where is that? Pull it back out some. There we go.
Push that tab through that hole I cut in the carpet. There you go.
Get your knob and your screws for everything you're on. Yep. There's the drill.
Yep, you can start with those 2 screws up here on the bottom. And while you're under here, go ahead and connect that final electrical connection. And all we're going to do is run these 3 screws back on, pop the knob on, put the handle back on, and the seat's ready to put it back in the truck.
Thanks for watching our install video today for the 2002 Ford F-150. I hope this shows you how easy it is to install a leather cover by yourself. Let's see, hold on.
Do you have any questions?
Okay, yeah. Here we go. Thanks for watching our video today on the Ford F-150 2002 model. I hope this shows you how easy it is to go ahead and install a cover by yourself. If you got any questions at all, feel free to give us a call at 214-710-2565.
You can also check out our other install videos on our website at theseatshop.com, as well as our full product line.